Jay-Z's Reasonable Doubt show was crazy.
Bunch of Colombians coming in Friday. No guys. They said they got the keys for us. No guys. Yo, okay.
I'm taking up this time to give you a piece of my mind.
Just a nigga, walking with his finger on the trigger. Fingers up bigger till our pockets get bigger. I ain't the type of brother made for you to start testing. Give me a Smith and Wesson, I have niggas undressing. Yeah, thinking of cash flow, Buddha, shelter. If I get frustrated, I'ma hijack Delta. In the PJs, bubbling, take place. Bullets are strange, yo, bitches is blaze. It's like a maze, so the flames in the corners. Cruise without guns. And for a day, I still a kid, in one of the mornings. 4-5 engages, back to the back, same niggas, catch the back to the back, passing it back to the back. And the snakes on the block, yeah, niggas not. So hold your status and a cold white drop. So the crackhead, say she got a so nice fight. And if it's good, when you have to Memphis. But yo, we gotta start another vacation. Let's start information. Hard feelings and work, yeah, you are facing. The top seat, and the sun in my rip. Understand if I'm moving, understandable smooth shit. The burner is moving, the siege team. Plenty at night, it won't act right. Sing the hip hop, got me stuck like a crack pipe. Mind activation, she act like a bass in time like Happy Mason. Here's an embrace the writer. You fall back to the pistol, blazing, high attention. How did you even go to work at the station? New York, right outside, get on fire. Yeah, he's got his head. That's what I do. I'm a target. Hey, don't miss that target. No exclusive, they only doing what Apple and Walmart did. You shopping at Amazon or you boycotting? You posting on Instagram, that's Meta, boy, stop it. Y'all know Google owns YouTube. You picking and choosing and politicking as usual. They did it deep for narratives, it's embarrassing. They running up characters, had to bring back up Captivated. Buddy took a check, I ain't even mad at that. The longer that check, sign a non-disparaging. I'm the one they can't control. Y'all better be glad as hell. I'm the one they can't control. You better be glad as hell. Have to build you back in the community. That's just good math for him. I don't listen to Twitter activists. They type and I laugh at them. There's really no comparison. I check my stats again. I'm bringing folks home to their family. Laws get passed to him. You could like it or not. He don't do no ass kissing. Ex-drug dealer. You might not like the packaging, But my presence is the president. My gift is rapping. Oh shit! Let's get on some Brooklyn shit. There's a name, pick a name, you can start. From now until death to a part. It's time to come on. Got to lock it down. Trying to come on. Sing up my chest and make some moves. Got to lock it down. Sing on my own too. Hold on my way, cause in my crown. Sing on my crown. Come on. Sing up my chest and make some moves. Got to lock it down and when they rush. Sing on my own too. Kick it. Yes, yeah. Get on. Kick it. Yes, yeah. Get on. Kick it. Yes, yeah. I'm gone. Too much work on this niggas. Too many niggas on a mission, doing your best Jay-Z position. Too many white motherfuckers that got my suspicion that you're just fishing to pull the sharks, nigga. Listen, too many. Can we continue? I'm sorry, I'm almost too important at the moment. Let me go straight real quick. So the young man standing here is Jaz-O from Marcy Project. I got the young boy moving around Marcy, doing whatever I was doing. This young man, his house where we go, practice our routines, do all our little writing, sharpen our skills. We won't give anybody credit for me to be on the stage tonight. Give it to that man who has no idea. Let's rap, nigga. Let's rap. Yeah.
Lights up, mics up. Let's get these likes up. Hit that subscribe, hit that notification bell. Listen. So Jay did it. He did the Reasonable Doubt 30th anniversary show, complete with another freestyle. And my timeline was crazy. It was absolutely spooky and hilarious last night. He even stepped on J. Cole's first night of his tour. It was a beautiful night. I feel like what we saw was the turning back of the clock. Hip hop in and of itself, 30 years of this seminal album was performed, but it didn't stay just on that album, because he brought in his children, he brought in his wife, he brought out Nas, he brought out Jaz-O, who was his mentor. He brought out Memphis Bleek, who was the young gun that he brought that used to be in his apartment, right? Used to be in his apartment building, and they used to low key do work together, quote unquote. And he brought out who else did he bring out? He brought out Alicia Keys, right? And it's probably going to be more surprises tonight. This is the night before the Blueprint show. The day before the Blueprint show is scheduled to happen, but he brought Beyoncé out to re-sing Mary J. Blige's part. They did a lot of good musical mix downs where they put different beats over where the other beat was supposed. So they did a lot of remixing and a lot of bringing in other tracks that had nothing to do with Reasonable Doubt. It was a hell of a show from my vantage point, which was on Twitter. He shut down a lot of stuff that people were talking. He restored a lot of people's feelings, and I know some of you feel a certain kind of way, and that's okay. It's okay to feel a way. The freestyle is not going to change most of you guys' opinion. You're going to stand where you stand. I have been very open and honest about my viewpoint of everything involved with Jay-Z. I don't think you could pretty much say I haven't been forthcoming with everything that's going on. I've done 2-hour lives on everything from the Target issue to the issue of him declaring breakdancing and graffiti dead. I've got blocked by certain Jay-Z fan pages, and I've gotten people that rock with me upset from some of the things I've said in regard to Jay-Z. You can take it as defending, you can take it as hating, you can take it however you want to take it, but I'm always going to speak my opinion. I'm always going to speak my truth. And I feel like when I saw this footage that I was very pleased, gang. It was very late at night that the footage started popping up. I was up late last night just watching stuff and just going online, just trolling people, because at the end of the day, this is hip hop and it's a competitive sport. And when you got a guy that's in his mid 50s that has had the turmoil, especially over the last 2 years, that Jay-Z has gone through with Tony Busby and the accusation that he did something to a minor, that he had to fight. I think that took maybe 6 months to a year for him to fight Tony Busby and win that case. He got accused of some heinous things, and a lot of people, such as Tisa Tales, and a lot of people had a lot of heinous videos about Jay, painting him out to be a very bad man that needed to be arrested and locked up. So he had to go through that. He went through a lot of people taking shots at him, such as Drake and Oskino and a lot of other people coming at him over the last couple months. Kanye said some heinous stuff about his kids. So it was a tough time. And then you got that dastardly Rocnation speech in front of the courthouse by Tory Lanez's father. So Jay-Z had a lot on his mind, a lot on his plate. We've been waiting on this fabled album that he's supposed to be working on. We know he's working on something because he said that he's been working on some stuff, but it's all trash, right? They're trying to throw us off the scent. So what happened last night, I thought it was amazing. I love that he brought Memphis Bleek out. Love that he brought Jaz-O out, because these are forgotten people in this whole journey of Jay-Z, right? Jay-Z got that line, as long as I'm alive, Memphis Bleek's a millionaire, this, that, and the third. But other than that, we don't think about Bleek. We see Bleek beefing with Oskino, this, that, and the third, but it's not much going on as far as to make us say, okay, Bleek's doing this, doing that, as far as rapping, right? Bleek did drop a record a few months ago. I did share the record. I did like the record. And he was on Graph's record, the Rockefeller Chain record, which I still say Jay need to get on that record. Since we revisited, right? We revisited Reasonable Doubt and Rockefeller Records, this, that, and the third. He need to get on Graph's record and do the remix, because Graph dropped that Rockefeller Chain record with Beanie Siegel. Freeway's on there. I think PD Crack is on there. Good record, right? I think Graph said he got his Rockefeller Chain when the shit was breaking up. But I think Jay-Z need to jump on that. But we saw a very busy year for elder statesmen. A lot of older dudes are dropping records that are very timely, and they're making the best music. This is a perfect time for Jay to drop. But as far as Memphis Bleek, him to bring Bleek out to do that coming of age verse, I don't think you would ever really see that song unless it was a anniversary, a 30th year anniversary of Reasonable Doubt. There is almost no reason to perform that record, but I was pleasantly surprised with that record. I was pleasantly surprised to see the fine ass, beautiful ass Beyonce out there doing her rendition of Mary J's. I'm just gonna be honest. Can't Knock the Hustle might be my favorite song on the record. I like the whole Reasonable Doubt, but Can't Knock the Hustle used to put me in the mood to hear the rest of the album, because like I said, my man Chop forced me to listen to Jay-Z. He was like, yo, you gotta listen to Jay-Z. I'm like, hold on, the dude that used to rap with Jaz-O, Hawaiian Sophie, yeah, that's it. Charles, he's like, no, Charles, you gotta understand this Jay-Z. Jay-Z legit, gang. You gotta listen to this dude. So he forced me to listen to what was it, Dead Prayers, and then I was like, okay, that's cool. He had the single, and then he got something else after that. So then he made me, okay, now my nose open, my eyes is open. I'm like, okay, now, okay, homeboy, he did his thing on that, but you know how they come out with a good single, then they got a good B-side, but then the record come out and it's trash, right? So I was like, we gonna see, but Chop got that Reasonable Doubt. He's a DJ, and he made me listen to Reasonable Doubt. I was like, okay, I'm gonna go get this, because I was in that lifestyle at that time. That record spoke to me. It spoke to my inner being, and pretty much, if you really was in that moment, if that was your lifestyle, you were like, oh yeah, homeboy, really, this is some real, like, there's no way around it. He's not making this shit up. He's not telling somebody else's story. So Reasonable Doubt is one of them ones. Like, if you really was out there, then every single line of that was he was speaking to you. So at that moment, I knew this was this guy was a real one, right? End of the day. So we got him to bring out, he brought out Beyonce. She did Mary J. Blige's part. She looked good. She did her thing. Then we got to, I think Nas came out. I'm not sure the order of what happened. Nas and Jay being on stage, being just two real gentlemen. These are elder statesmen at this time. They're not like Dame Dash and Lance Rivera talking about fighting, right? Lance Rivera wants to fight Dame Dash, and as much as I clown Dame Dash, I see that going very bad for Lance Rivera. But these two guys are from that legacy. They're from that tree, and they're talking about fist fighting. No, Nas and Jay-Z are on stage doing a superb, excellent performance, showing you how the professional GOATs get down. Two of the greatest dudes to ever rap, no matter whether you love it or hate it. End of the day, these two dudes got up there. They've been cool for 20 years at this point, gang. Do you realize that beef is that old? That beef is from 2001. These guys have been cool longer than they've been beefing. Okay? They respect each other's craft. They did some, Jay-Z was doing the ad-libs for Nas, gang. It was insane. So that happened. Then he did a medley of Biggie songs, right? He brought out Blue. That was a beautiful moment of him having Blue to do the pianos for, I believe the song is, it might have been Can I Live, right? I'm not sure. I don't remember the exact record right now, but it was a great moment. He got his family up there. His legacy is complete. He got them up there performing, gang. It's a whole thing going on. Then he drops that freestyle. He says what he says. I got an article I want to read about that because I know you guys want to talk about that freestyle. To me, it just said everything right. Everything he said is already right there on Twitter. Is already everything he already said. You already know. Amazon does this, Target does. We already know. And we've seen people say, well, I gotta pick my battles. I gotta pick which one. Because at the end of the day, all of this stuff is corrupt. All of it has issues with black people. All of it. So at some point, we're gonna have to figure out how we're gonna go forward. If we're going to attack everything and everybody, or are we going to figure out how the company is the problem and not us, right? We kind of, like I said, we punish some of our black entrepreneurs who had just got their merch in Target. We punish them. It's unfortunate, right? We did what we had to do, but people got punished. So it's just we got to figure out what we actually want. We got to figure out what we actually want and where we're going to direct that. We're going to direct it at ourselves, or we're going to direct it at the people. That's really the problem. And the freestyle addressed that. And I'm not going to say one way or the other that he did the right thing or the wrong thing or he killed it. I'm just going to talk about it because when I listened to the freestyle, it didn't say nothing new that I didn't already know. He just reminded you of the exact same stuff that was already circulating on Twitter. So there was no gotcha moment. Oh, everything is there. So it really didn't move me one way or the other. And I don't think it was meant to. I think it was meant to be a little segue. All right, bang, bang, bang. And we're going to get to that. But he brought out Alicia Keys at the end. And I think the Blueprint night going to be even crazy, gang. It was a wild show. It was all, my timeline is all effed up. Every time I swipe is another image of Jay from a different angle, this, that, and the third. And I had put together a 20-minute thing of all them clips. I'm going to throw it up on one of these YouTube channels. But for all of this back and forth, how we all have been on the bubble with Jay, I think it culminated last night in a great moment. End of the day, that's one of my favorite albums. So to see it performed live at a high level, he cut his hair, Beyonce cut his hair in the stadium. They showed that clip, and I'm sure Dame Dash gonna come running Monday morning to take credit for Jay cutting his hair, because Dame the one said it first. He said, we don't want to see you with that afro. We want your hair cut in a Caesar, and we want the Yankee fitted hat back on. Dame Dash 100% gonna take credit for that. You know that's coming. You know them videos gonna be hot garbage, right? But let me talk about this. I'm gonna read this thing and get into what you guys really want to talk about. Is that freestyle? So let's start here. Jay-Z targets the haters and mentions Colin Kaepernick in a new freestyle. This article is by Gabriel Brosnan-Veras for HotNewHipHop.com. Night one of Jay-Z's Yankee Stadium run this weekend held many special guests, compelling performances, and some bars for the critics. Jay-Z had a lot of surprises in store for his first Yankee Stadium show of the weekend last Friday, including a brand new freestyle. Fans were wondering if there would be another following his Roots Picnic bars. And this one is more general tirade about the Target boycott, the Colin Kaepernick and NFL controversy, and the internet narratives against Jay. Like I said, this stuff is just, It's just basically rehashing everything that everybody already said on Twitter, gang. He didn't reinvent the wheel. Let me continue. Manifest Martins caught a clip of the full freestyle online, and it definitely has some divisive lines. Hove called out the hypocrisy of people criticizing his Target exclusive deal for a reasonable doubt reissue while still supporting other major companies. He also addressed ongoing criticism for partnering with the NFL after the Kaepernick controversy, as well as defending his billionaire status and affirming he's giving back to the community through positive change. Now, I'm going to be honest. There's a lot of rewriting of history with the Kaepernick thing. I did videos way back then with the Kaepernick situation, and I was critical of Kaepernick. I think now they're making Kaepernick, they're giving him almost a deity figure. It's like, what? Because I'm a real football head, and I watched how the workouts and a lot of things played out, and I was like, Cap, what is you doing? It was like, yo, bro, are you dead ass serious? So a lot of people are rewriting a lot of things. I just want to say that some of this stuff is getting a makeover. Okay, I'm just gonna leave it at that. It's getting a makeover to make it look like it was something different at the time. We'll get into that another time when I got more time, but it's making things look way more cut and dry because people like these narratives. It was a lot going on at the time. Okay, it was a lot going on at the time. We'll get into that, but let me continue. And salute the Kaepernick, right? Salute the. They both have done a lot for this community. Let's just say that. They both have their ups and downs. They both can be criticized, and they both can be rewarded for their contributions to this community. Ain't nobody infallible. I'm just starting to see that they're trying to make Kaepernick a little too. It's just a little too much. Like, gang, let's not forget, Cap got a really big bag to not play football. So let's just stay focused, gang. Like, I'm not defending anybody. I'm just telling you what it is. Let's keep it on the same level where we understand it's a bigger issue. It's a bigger issue, gang. Okay? Let me keep this pushing. It's not a diss heavy or hyper specific as the Roots Picnic freestyle, because you can't, it's nobody to diss. Jay-Z did it. Jay-Z did do a deal with Target that looked kind of funny, and I told you it doesn't matter. Whatever you feel is however you feel. All of it's true. It looked kind of funny to still do the deal with Target. It looked kind of funny to stand up there and be the champion of the people with all this cachet and do all these things that kind of looks sideways when you look at it. So in regards to Jake, I'm both sides. I'm whatever you feel. If you feel it's whatever, then it's whatever. It do look kind of weird to still do the deal. And I said it. I said it several times, and I'm going to say it again. I don't agree with the Target deal. I said it 100 times. So before people get, because they going to get in the comments before I even finish, before they even get here. Before they even get here, they're going to get in the comments. They're already making the comment already. I'm telling you, I didn't agree with the deal. I didn't agree with his comments on hip hop when he went on the GQ magazine interview. So I don't just blindly support Jay. Before you get in there, right on my Twitter, they've been calling me, oh, did you ice yourself off after you rode Jay's dick and all this shit? So it's crazy because I literally am blocked by the rock supremacy because I speak out against Jay-Z. So the simple fact of the matter, before you get your fingers, it don't matter, you're gonna type it anyway, and start saying you're defending Jay-Z. I literally call this shit down the middle, gang. I do not side blindly with Jay. I have many videos saying when he's right, saying when he's wrong. I really went after him when he sold Tidal. I had a real big problem because you sold us that Tidal was going to be the change for artists, this, that, and the third. I really went and paid more for Tidal than I would have paid for anything else, and then you sold it. So I need you, before you get in my comments trying to tell me, Charles, you just a blind ass dick rider. I need you to understand, I call this shit down the middle, gang. When I like it, I like it. When I got a problem with it, I got a problem with it. You're not going to change my opinion getting in these comments trying to tell me, Charles, this, that, or the third. Okay, so when we talking about this Target thing, I was one of the first people in this car complaining that you guys didn't take it serious enough, this DEI thing. I have many videos trying to warn you guys. They're trying to take DEI because they're trying to take black people out of here. I have many political videos that I've talked about. So before you get in my comments telling me anything about Target, know your history, do your research, all right? So let me keep this pushing, gang. Let me keep this pushing. It says, now the question is whether all 3 of these Yankee Stadium shows will include something off the top. We'll have to wait. Elsewhere, new Jay-Z album rumors are flying wild thanks to his opening move at this first Yankee Stadium show, which celebrated the 30th anniversary of Reasonable Doubt. Beyonce came out not only as a guest performer, but also cut his hair in the concert's opening video. This has led to new music speculation in space, which is not that surprising. After all, Hove album rumors are pretty common, albeit in overdrive these days. I've been saying as early as last year. I want to say my video that he was making an album might have been around August or September last year. I'm not sure when I did that video, but I've done at least 3 videos that he was working on music, and he was. It wasn't when he changed his name and did this, that, and the third. I was 100% sure that he's working on music, and he is. Now, we don't know when the album's going to drop. He's still probably putting the touches on it. But the feature's going to be crazy, and it's going to do crazy numbers, and they're going to be talking about numbers, but it's going to do numbers. They've been telling me this old man can't sell no units. He can't do no numbers. This what I've been putting up with for the last couple of years, gang. I mean, last couple of months, all right? And the thing with his hair, I'm going to be honest. I wanted him to cut it. I've been wanting Jay to cut his hair for about 3 years, gang. I'm just going to keep it a buck with you. I'm that guy. I was like, Jay, my guy. It's been long enough. Let's get the clippers. Let's get the clippers. So I'm a guy that was for this haircut. I'm that guy. Okay, let me continue. Jay-Z also had many special guests during this Yankee Stadium performance. He brought out Nas for a medley of dead presidents and some Esco classics, as well as Blue Ivy on the piano for Feeling It. What did I say? Did I say Can I Live? I was wrong. It was Feeling It. Feeling It. Push the glass to the top of more way. I was wrong about that. I said, Can I Live? In addition, Memphis Bleek hit the stage for Coming of Age. Jaz-O came out for Bring It On. And Alicia Keys surprised the crowd with an Empire State of Mind rendition. All right, which he probably could have did that for the Blueprint. He might still do it. She might come out both nights. But just like with many things related to the Rocnation mogul, the bars stand out above all else. After all, as he said in the freestyle, my presence is a present and my gift is rapping. I'm not going over the bars of the freestyle because, like I said, either you liked it or you didn't. I didn't think it was the greatest freestyle ever. I just think it was just some bars, just to touch on. Like he's showing you, I'm not tone deaf. I know what you guys are saying, but I'm gonna touch on it. I'm not going to be here to try to change your mind, right? He said, I don't beg, nope, I don't kiss nobody's ass. So he was basically telling you whether you like it or you don't. I've been telling you I'm a businessman. I do a lot of things. I get people out of prison. Laws have been changed because of me. So he just basically said, I'm just gonna say this and leave it here. While all this speculation of how I feel or what I'm doing or what I think, I'm just gonna say this. 30 seconds, however long it is, a minute. It ain't gonna be that much. I'm just gonna get in, get out. So I think the freestyle was just a light to just let you guys know I hear you, gang. At the end of the day, you rock with me or you don't. This stadium's filled. These people are here to see my show, and I'm gonna give you a show, and that's the whole thing. And he went back to his business with the live band. So I'm gonna say salute to Jay. It's another pivotal moment, and like I said on my Twitter, I said one guy said, one of these so-called kings of this rap thing, right? J. Cole just said when he was talking about his life, he was going backwards of his life, and he spoke on Jay-Z. He said when he signed to Jay-Z, one of these so-called kings of this rap thing, he don't think it was a diss. Most of us look at that as a diss. If you say somebody's a so-called king, then you're saying they're really not one. So end of the day, J. Cole tour started last night. Jay got way more shine than that. And then you had Drake saying, none of y'all can't teach me nothing. I'll take the 500K. They can't teach me nothing. Well, I think Jay taught him that even though I'm probably 15 years older than you at this point, he's older than Drake, but he's wiser than Drake. And he's still pulling in numbers. That thing all over my timeline is trending like crazy. It's Variety magazine. All these magazines got in on it. They putting up their own clips. These are magazines putting up shaky ass camera shots of Jay-Z's comments. So of Jay-Z's concert. So we had everything in hip hop stop once again for the old man, right? That Drake say can't learn nothing from. He'll take the 500K. Well, you got a lot to learn, gang, because I don't see him in all this trouble that you got going on. I don't see him taking loans he can't pay back. I don't see him having all these issues with all these different artists and 20 V1s and all this, that, and the third, right? So at the end of the day, I'm going to leave it at this, man. Kudos, claps, platform, great performance. The Blueprint show is tonight. We'll see if he outdoes himself. But, yeah, man, like it or love it, that thing was the biggest thing online, and it's still popping right now. All right, so I'm going to leave it at that, man. CLBMG. Head on over to black-yeti.com. Let them know who sent you. They ship all over the continental U.S. All right? I got the affiliate links down below. If you shop Temu, use my link to do it. Tap in. I got a Patreon. Head on over to my Patreon. You can join for free, right? Free 99 right over there. Just search Charles Brown and I'll pop right up, right? Wednesday nights, we go live on the What Show. Me, TJ, and Flares. We got a record called Peanut Butter Tim's. That is on my channel. You can get in the comments and listen to that. You can get in the comments and respond, share it, like it, do this, that, and the third. Make sure you hit the like button, hit the subscribe. They've been playing loose and fast with my numbers on here. With the subscribers, with the notifications. People are like, they're not getting the notifications about the live. I do the live show every morning, 8 a.m., Monday through Friday. It's called This, That, and the Third. And we're going to ramp it up, gang. I appreciate you watching. I'm going to catch y'all on that flip side. Peace.
Look, mission impossible to drop a few lines without dropping old times when Southern Hill was still a gold mine. When pistol grips was my shit and I sold mine. When Alias was not a show and they told mine. Elevate your mind with high quality THC infused products. BlackYeti.com. Black-Yeti.com.
CLB.
Get my coat, get my sheepskin, grab my wallet, get my pocket knife, and get that hat right there. We out. Grab my pocket knife too. Let's go. When I first came to the city, niggas didn't believe me. I just wanted to join a team and throw assist pass easily. 6 man off the bench, alley-oop pass freely. Suit up for one game and hope a scout might see me. But nah, niggas is greedy, wasn't rocking with him. Unplugged the scoreboard, put a lock on the gym. Told me to power forward, point guard at the rim. And left me with no center and a ball full of phlegm. Not knowing that I'm a dog, a Rottweiler within. With the heart of a pit bull that don't bark for pretend. My bites cut deep, break the bone and the skin. With the level of hustlenomics you do not comprehend. So first I took a block down on the west side end. And then secured a spot with some goons and some kin. And then sent out some flyers, let the games begin. And in 6 months time, the city like that's him. Oh yeah, he the one that moved the hustle to the burbs. And yeah, he the one that knocked the hustlers off the curb. And yeah, he the one that set up shop without a word. And he the one that got it cracking. And all he did was rapping by the Hooters. I kept killers from being shooters. Put a mic in a thug's hand, now he loyal like past fans. Take a man off the streets past the needles and crack cans. Promise mama to keep him safe, then put some food in his face and he'll kill for you. But I don't need him for that. Click like, click share, tell them bitches we back. Share the whole location, tell them niggas where we at. Cause we out here and we ain't the cheese, we the trap.